Come on, Michael. Come on, Michael, I'm over here.
Damn, son.
Michael.
What's up, my dudes? It's Turd, and I got another educational commentary for you guys. Spoiler alert, I run the killer for 2 minutes and 30 seconds at the end, the last 3 generators, and still survive. And I'm going to try to give you as much information as I possibly can to assure that you guys learn a thing or two. Okay, we spawn in at Rotten Fields. Now, there are some killers who do well on this map, but for the most part, it is a survivor-sided map. Now, are you ready for your first lesson? I see too many survivors jump on the very first generator they see. Even bunch up in multiple survivors to try to get the generator completed as fast as possible. Now, yeah, you might get it done in 33 seconds if there's 3 survivors on the gen, or 45 seconds if there's 2 survivors on the gen. But a good killer knows, based on where he spawns, where the survivors spawn, and is most likely heading in that direction. Now, if he is heading in that direction and forces the survivors off the gen and hits one survivor and chases another survivor, you have 3 survivors, one that's injured, one that's in chase, and another one that's going to try to find another gen or stays on that gen. Now, if that survivor he's chasing lasts 40 seconds, let's say, which is a pretty decent run, you might be able to complete 1 generator in that time. One person's healing, another person's leaving a generator to go get the unhook, and you put the killer in a really good position. So what you should do when you spawn into a map is split pressure across the board. Work on 4 different generators so that when the killer chases one survivor, you have 3 survivors working on different generators. Hopefully by the time he hooks the first survivor, you have 2 to 3 generators completed, and that puts a lot of pressure on the killer instead of putting pressure on you, the survivor. Now, it's important to always be observant. As I approach this structure ahead, I notice that there is a hook on the outside, there is a window to the right, which means that there's a pallet spawned on the opposite side of the window. Now, my teammate just got injured, so I'm going to use empathy to locate where my teammate is, as well as where the killer is, because I know he's in chase. And another good thing about empathy is while I'm watching the survivor's aura, I am seeing whether he throws a pallet or not, which is very important, knowing in the future what areas have resources like pallets that I could use. Okay, my teammate goes down. Now, if I had a flashlight, I could try to make a flashlight save, but I don't. I also know when I came up to the structure that there is a hook directly behind me. So I can guarantee that the killer is going to come over here and hook the survivor. An inexperienced survivor would probably crouch behind this structure. However, I'm going to walk towards the killer, using the structure to block his vision of sight. I'm also going to look through the cracks to see which way he brings the survivor to the hook. If he comes to the left, I'm going to duck through the window. If the killer goes to the right, the way that I think he would go, I'm going to continue to walk, leaving no scratch marks, and hide behind the haystack. Knowing where to position yourself is very important in advancing your skills in Dead by Daylight. Notice that I slightly angle the camera down so that I can visually see over the haystack. That allows me to see all 3 possible exits the killer has when he's leaving the structure. If the killer exits the structure out from the left side, the haystack and the pallet are going to block his vision to me. I will also see his red stain and be able to prepare myself and shuffle over to the right. Now you might be wondering, why not just start over in this right position? Well, that's because if he exits out the right side of the structure, he would be able to see me. And if the killer comes out the middle, the same exit I came out of, I will be able to see the top of his head and be able to adjust my movement based on which direction he goes.
He's looking for me.
This is where that inexperienced survivor would have gotten caught hiding behind the jungle gym, instead of putting himself in a good position like I did right here. So, I'm going to let the killer get a little farther away before I go in for the unhook. And my internal clock lets me know that within the next 5 to maybe 20 seconds, 2 generators should pop from my other 2 survivors working on objectives. Nia has a medkit, so I'm going to ditch her ass. Plus, I have a challenge to do. The Rift or Tome challenge, whatever you want to call it. Well, shit, there you go. I knew that within 20 seconds 2 generators would pop. Now, what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, I have a tome or a rift challenge that I need to touch 5 generators for a second in a single trial. So I'm going to jump on this generator right here for a couple seconds and then try to go find another one before they're all finished. Now, Nia healed up, and there was a generator that I was working on over by where I unhooked her. So I can guarantee that Nia will be on that generator to complete it in about, I'd say, 60 seconds. These are the type of situational awareness things that you need to think about if you want to advance your game to the next level. Okay, the 2 minute and 30 second final 3 generator chase is about to happen. Now I'm going to stop commentating for a little bit so you can watch it in full speed. So I'll see you in a bit. Enjoy.
If he wants to play this game, I'll fucking play it.
Wow. Kind of like the idea of eating paint chips.
Oh fuck, Nugget. Yeah, he can't. I lost him, dude.
Hey, did you miss me? Now, that was just 60 seconds at one jungle gym without even throwing a pallet, just using unique pathing. There's still 1 minute and 30 seconds left in this chase. But because it's an educational commentary, I'm going to show that loop again and break it down so that you guys might be able to get something out of it. As I approach this jungle gym, I want to quickly take note of where my resources are. I see the window is right here, so that means that the pallet is going to be on the other side of the jungle gym. Now, based on the fact that I know the distance between the killer and myself, I know that I can make this window, even though I'm coming in at a weird angle and will only be able to do a medium vault. Vaulting a window from the inside of the structure to the outside of the structure is one of the strongest tactics you have in looping. It forces the killer to either go around the walls or vault himself. Either way, you're going to create plenty of distance, whatever he chooses. So it appears Michael is doubling back through the structure. I'm going to sidestep away from the structure to try to get a visual through the window. Unfortunately, I do not see him. However, I do hear his Darth Vader breathing, so that does confirm that he is coming this direction. Now, he does get some stalking points right here. I want to react to what he does before I make my move. I see his red stain, so I know he's vaulting the window. That means that I cannot go through the structure because he's going to cut me off. So I'm going to make a pass on the outside. Now at this point, I don't know if he's going to come through the structure and cut me off at the pallet, or if he's going to follow me along the outside. So I need to slow down and use my visuals to see his red stain and adjust my movement from there. Ideally, I would love to vault the window and reset the entire loop, but I'm not sure if he's going to double back and come through here. So because of that, I am forced to come on the outside again. I want you to notice how composed I am when I'm looping the killer. I'm running at times, I'm walking at times, I'm using my camera to locate the killer, and based on where the killer is going, I'm reacting to that. I see so many survivors full out sprint when they're looping the killers, almost like a chicken with their head cut off.
Look at that boy, running all around like a chicken with his head cut. Wait a minute.
Totally out of control, have no clue where they're going, have no clue where the killer is, just running. Yeah, so you see this ledge sticking out of the wall right here? It really fucks me up here pretty soon. Now, here's that ledge completely fucking me, and Michael is stalking, so I need to make a decision. Do I try to get back to the pallet, or do I take my chances in the corn, knowing that he can't stalk me in the corn? Tier 3 Myers has the longest fucking lunge in the game. Now, I've already made him miss once, and I know I can't 360 him, so I'm going to use the sidestep tech. Now, it worked, I got lucky, and Myers thinks I'm 360ing in the cornfield, so he's swinging at air. and I just heard another generator pop, which means there's only one generator that needs to be repaired. Now, do you remember where I unhooked Nia earlier in the trial? That is where I want to take Michael, because I know that Nia finished that generator over there. It's away from the generators that need to be finished. And there's a safe jungle gym, a haystack with the pallet, and a very strong cow tree loop. Michael wants my booty really bad. I'm hoping he follows my scratch marks through the pallet at cow tree, which would allow me to rotate clockwise. Rotating counterclockwise at cow tree is not strong. Because Michael is in tier 3, and if he hits me I'm instantly downed, I'm going to throw the pallet early and react off of what he does. If he decides to break the pallet, I'm going to get the fuck out of here and head towards the structure to my left. If he doesn't break the pallet and comes around to the right, well then I will fast vault the window at Cowtree and continue the loop.
Come on, Michael.
Okay, he breaks the pallet, so I'm going to rotate over to the jungle gym. Now, I imagine he thinks that I'm going to camp this pallet, but I'm not. And just like that, he thinks I camped the pallet and he swung at a ghost.
Michael.
He's probably really pissed off right now, fuming at the mouth. But dude, I mean, you tunneled one survivor for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Come on, bro. You ain't coming back from that. Alright, homeboy is fast as fuck right now. He's got Bloodlust 8000, so I need to try to stun him with this pallet. Well, shit, that didn't work. But at least he's letting me rotate back to the structure.
Michael, go away now, Michael.
Gotcha, bitch. I honestly don't know how much longer I can go. Like, he's gonna get me soon. I'm just waiting for either a generator to pop or him to tear down, whichever comes first.
Nope.
Thank fucking God. That little jingle is the sound of Myers tearing down, and he can no longer insta-down me. So I'm gonna vault the pallet and intentionally take a hit so that I can get to Killer Shack and loop him there.
Not infinite. And just like that, that's the ball game, folks.
My adrenaline kicks in and I am off to the races.
My God.
Words of advice to any killer main out there.
That door open.
If you're chasing someone and within 20 seconds you don't get a pallet or you don't get a hit, just leave that survivor. Chances are he's probably really good at looping, and you don't want to waste your time tunneling someone when it only takes 80 seconds to pop a generator. You know, it's one thing to watch gameplay of a skilled survivor looping a killer for a long time, but it's another thing to be shown in detail, frame by frame, how they do it, why they do it, and their thought process behind what they do. So for those reasons, I hope you learned something here. If you enjoyed my video, if you like it, please hit the like button. Leave a comment. I get back to everyone who comments. And if you like me, subscribe, because, I mean, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. And it shows me that what I do is helping some people out there. Thanks a lot.
Damn, son.